evening, everybody. We're here at my desk tonight with Josie. Friday night, finally. I've been working all week to get these done so that I could do up this video. Got my tea, my water, and I hope that you are excited for the weekend, and I hope that you're gonna have time to do something creative. Okay, so I've been working on these this week. They are very simple junk journal, and I thought they'd make a great video because they are definitely beginner level, and you don't need to have a lot of supplies to make a really great one. And these are so multi-purpose. You can write, draw, you can tape stuff in, you can keep track of your life, you can keep track of quotes, you could use one as a planner. They're great gifts. So on that note, let's just get to it. I think I will first show you this one. This one's my favorite. I did up the cover fairly simply, and this is hand bound, which is super cool because you can say that you truly made it. So let's just do a quick flip. So this is the inside cover. I didn't do anything to it yet. I might put a pocket there, but I haven't decided. This is just basic printer paper. Got a little bit of washi there to dress it up. This is a great way to use your stamps. The thing with a junk journal is it's exactly as the title says, so you can just use whatever you have. I stuck some little stickers in here with a paper clip, just dressed it up a little. This is just some double-sided scrapbook paper. Again, just a couple stickers. This was a great way to use up some of my supplies. This year I've decided not to get new stuff until I use up the old. So this is awesome at that. This is just some vintage music paper. Got another, this is a pretty thick cardstock. This is really cool. This is an old wallpaper sample that I stuck in there. And you can journal, you can draw, you can stick photos, another stamp, just a little sticker. This one is just an image I liked from a magazine, and I just put a little butterfly there. This is another book page from a children's book that was going to be tossed out from the library. More of the printer paper. I had some little clear envelope pockets, so I just stuck one on this side and then I stuffed it with some ephemera. I'm going to link my Etsy shop to this video so you can go and check these out for yourself, because they're going to be items for sale in there. I like having that as an option. Maybe you really loved this, but you just, you know, don't have time, or that's not your priority. Well, then you can head over and get one for yourself, and you can start decorating, because these have some decorating in them, but like most junk journals barely close because they're so full. This was the cover from the music paper, so I just glued it along the side and the bottom, and now it's a pocket. So I just stuck some extra little paper in there. This is graph paper that I thrifted, so I didn't need to do anything to it to distress it because it's old already. This is just more scrapbook paper, and this scrapbook paper is just one-sided. It works totally fine for these because now you have a whole page to journal. Another magazine page, thought it was pretty. I have a file folder where I collect those. And again, now we're repeating over on this side. So we've got scrapbook paper, And then this one, I folded the bottom, and I'm going to show you how. And it creates two pockets, and that makes the center of our journal. So you can see where I bound it right there. I put some cute vintage stationery in there. Holly Hobby. I think I thrifted that also. And I filled it with inspiring quotes and just cute little stickers that were in my stash. Again, scrapbook paper. And there's the other side of that magazine page. So cute. This side was pretty boring, so I stuck a little journaling spot. Washi tape. Like, this is really, you can use anything. This is cut out of a magazine, so if you don't have a ton of stickers, you're still good to go. That's so cool. This is another side of the book page. And this I stuck in here on one side, and then I just folded it. So you can actually write inside here, or you can stick something or paper clip. This is just some of that handmade paper. There's the other side of our wallpaper sample. And this I just stapled right on a little journal card. More of the graph paper. And here. More journaling paper. More book page. Such a cute book, but it was falling apart. Another magazine page. So pretty. And then I put some stickers there. This also is just cut out of a magazine, and you can just journal all around that if you want to. This card I didn't glue down, so you can pull that off and write on the back or stick a photo. More of the wallpaper, and there's another little tag and another tag to write on. Junk journals are so versatile, and everything that you staple or glue down or sew. This one doesn't involve sewing, but you can, because it doesn't have to be perfect. But what a way to recycle. This was an old card from the library, so I just glued the sides and the bottom and created a pocket. Stuck a little bit of ephemera in there, and then I've got this toucan, brighten it up at the end, and there. And that's it. These ones, I'm not going to go through all of them with you because they're quite similar. This one I used Atlas paper, which I thought was really neat. And there's just no end to what you can add. So even though it's my part of this is done, yours is just beginning. There are so many things you can do in these books. And if you're planning to make one at home, all you do is just grab what you've got. Grab some white copy paper. If you have scrapbook paper, that's awesome. Magazine pages are perfect, especially if you've already read the magazine and you're just gonna toss it out. Great way to use them. The music sheets, they were garbage, but not to me. And so you can really make it your own, which is what I love about it. So we're gonna make one now together. I just wanted to show you this pocket because I just stuck it onto some cardstock on the inside, and then I stuffed it with some list paper and some ephemera. So if you're the lucky recipient who decides to purchase one of these from my Etsy shop, let me tell you, you're gonna have so much fun. So let's hop on to our tutorial. Now I've already cut the paper and folded it to make it a little simpler for you, but all you need is 8.5 by 11 for the inside. So having said that, I do have like some book pages and stuff that are a little smaller than that, but you're not going to want to go bigger because you don't want, you know, big items hanging out the side or the top of your journal. So I've got some scrapbook paper that I cut down, book page. This is another wallpaper sample. I just think this is so cute. This is white copy paper. Again, with the magazine page, I just really like flowers, so that. More scrapbook paper. This stuff had lines, so I thought it would be cute to write on. Copy paper, scrapbook paper, magazine. I've got a book page from a children's poetry book. Thought was cute. More copy paper, the atlas. My kids didn't even know what that was. Well, they knew a map, but they weren't aware that we used books of them in school. Magazine page, wallpaper sample, more scrapbook paper, copy paper. This was a big pad of graph paper that I picked up at the thrift. Magazine page, scrapbook paper, again with the copy paper. This is a magazine page. It wasn't quite big enough to do the 8.5 by 11, so I just folded it kind of off kilter. But once it's in your journal, it's going to be a great spot to tuck things. And then this will be our center. And what I did here was I left this page only was 11" by 12". And then what I did was folded up the bottom to make it fit. So I can show you how we're gonna get started. This was the one that I chose for the cover. So for your cover, you're not gonna go 8.5 by 11 because you want your cover to be a little larger than these pages. Otherwise, it's all gonna spill out. So this one is left at 12" and it's 8 3/4. So you only leave just a little bit extra, but it makes all the difference. So let's get started. I will speed this up to music. So you just sit back and enjoy, because all you do is just keep tucking on the inside. Here we go. Okay, so now we're all finished stacking our pages. So you can see how nicely they all fit together. You want to keep it nice and snug to make sure that they're all together, lined up just how you like. And then I like to just slide my finger in the center and hold on with my hand. Now we've got our cover. This particular paper, there is no upside down, so it doesn't really matter. And you can see that you've got a little room at the top and bottom, thanks to that little bit that you add on. And then the outside will overhang just a touch. So I've already cut the corners. I rounded the corners. I just think it looks more finished that way. And I use my We Are Memory Keepers corner rounder at the 1/4" side. If you don't have a corner rounder, don't worry about it. It will still work and it will still look nice. I have a corner rounder and I like how finished it makes it feel. So we are all tucked, we're all ready to go. Now for the next part of us sewing it together, you're gonna need a needle, which I have from Crochet. This is just a darning needle. And you're gonna need some string, and you're gonna need something to poke through. So my needle is not very sharp, so I use this little tool. But honestly, you could use lots of different things, like a thumbtack. That will work. It's just a little bit, you have to have a little bit more oomph when you're doing it. So I prefer to use my poking tool. This is my favorite one because it's a bit longer, but it comes out of the handle. It's time for me to invest in a new one, but we'll see. And then you need some string, and that's it. So I'm just gonna grab my roll of sorry about that. I had to grab my string box. Look at it, isn't that lovely? I think maybe this weekend I should take some time to sort it out. So I think I'm going to use red. I might need a little bit more than that. I just picked these up at Dollar Tree a few weeks ago. $1 for 3 rolls. So it was a good deal. Oh, sorry about that. So I'll get us our string. So I think that's what I'm gonna go with on this one. Now I use this type of twine on the other journals, and it really seems to be holding up well. So I don't know if you noticed, but on this one, the tie is inside. And on this one, I did the tie on the outside because I was trying to decide which way I liked it better. Both are equally neat. This one I was able to hang a cute little decoration on there, and you could easily put like a key or whatever ephemera you might have. But for the sake of this video, we're going to bind it this way. So we will cut the length of our twine. You really don't need too much. So I like to go about 2 lengths of the book. Generally gives me enough, especially like we're not going to be tying a big bow or anything like that, so it should be plenty. Now, just gotta thread your needle and have that ready. So I just leave it like this. So we can set that aside. Now, this is the big task. We are going to now poke the holes for the sewing. So I'm sure that there are those out there that would get a ruler, but it's not really how I go. I like to just eyeball the center, so I poke that one first, and I always go at it from the inside, but I don't think that there's a right or wrong way. So see, there it popped through, so I like to wiggle it around a little bit, make sure that my needle is gonna fit through there. Then before I do the sides, I usually clamp it down. I just have these little clips, but paper clips will work also. There. Now I leave, I don't know, about 1.5 inches from the bottom, and I will get that one through. There we go, and there we go. So I wiggle that around a little, pull that one out. And now we're ready to do the top. So I just spin it around. Go. There we are. There. And so that's probably the toughest part of making the whole journal, and it's not even that hard. Now, first spot that you're gonna go through is the center. And I will show you why. So now we're through. Just be careful that you don't pull it all the way through, or else you have to start from scratch again. Okay. Then you head up to the very top hole, and you're gonna go back down into your journal. Sorry, I like to turn it upside down because then I can push it on my mat when I'm trying to find that hole. There we go. Then you can pull that one through. You want it to be tight, but it doesn't have to be ridiculously tight. There. Then you head straight down to the bottom and you do it again. I'm gonna flip it again so I can push it through. So there we go. And then you just poke it back through this center hole, and you'll want it on the opposite side of your string, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. There we go. So you can pull your needle off, and then you want to make sure that your string is tight. Like I said, you don't want to cut your paper, but you want it to be tight enough. So I think that's good. And now you have one side of your twine on one side, one on the other, and this goes through the middle. So now I just tie a regular knot, that, and one more, like that. Give it a good pull, make sure you've got it. And then you just snip off the end, and ta-da! Now you can take your clippies off, close it up, and you have just made your first junk journal. Now generally when I'm making them, I'm doing, 2 or 3 at a time. So what I like to do is take something heavy and set on top there for a little bit. It just helps to get the pages all creased. But for today, we're just gonna take our bone folder. Again, a ruler, anything sturdy works. And just, firm but not too hard. Rub your bone folder, help get a good crease in those pages. And there you go. Now, I want us to do our cover together. And so for that, I just have these. They're so cute. These are just card fronts. So if you have any nice cards that they were too good to throw away, this is perfect. You just trim off what you're not going to use and you've got your cover. So I'm just going to go on the 1/4 inch side and round my corners a little. So there we go. I'm going to glue this down. So for this, I mean, I want it to be sturdy, so I'm just gonna use my Tombow liquid glue and just run a little bead around the outside. Like that. And then I just a little bit in the center. Now I'm gonna flip that, and it just goes straight down onto my cover. And there you go. I mean, you can leave it at that if you like. I always like to have some kind of sentiment on the front. So, got that all flattened. And then I have these really cool, I don't know, I found these at Dollar Tree the last time that I was there, and I really should have gotten a few more because they're really neat. They're the Forever in Time, and these are vellum packs that have sentiments on them. So I'm just gonna choose one. I like this, so I'm just gonna grab my small trimmer and I'm just gonna trim out the one I want. I wonder how I can do that. The only problem with these is that they're not all the same. So I'm just gonna take it as far as I need to and pull that sheet out. I'm really into the gold foiling lately. I need to trim it just a little bit more. There we go. And then I'm just gonna cut it out of here, and then I can always trim it up straight on my trimmer board. There we go. Okay, so chosen our sentiment. So now I'm just going to trim this side so that it's straight. And we'll want to trim this side just a little bit as well so that we don't have more hanging over on this side than we do on the other. So there we go. Might trim a little off the bottom too, because there's quite a lot of excess. So there's always a reason to smile. And then I find with the vellum, you can kind of see through it. So it doesn't really matter where I place it because you can still see the birds through there. I'm not sure if you can see that on the video, but really neat. So usually with vellum, I'll use a little bit of double-sided tape, but I always find that you can still see it a little bit. And I was experimenting yesterday. I don't use a lot of glue stick, but I ordered a bunch of these on Amazon and they sent me these by mistake. So it's the same brand. So I thought, what the heck? They let me keep them for free because it was their error. So I tried them out and they are very sturdy. Best glue stick that I have ever encountered. And it was perfect for the vellum because it dries completely clear, so you can't even see what's underneath it. Now, will it last forever? I don't know, but I'm not certain that junk journals are meant to be kept pristine. It's gonna get all kinds of goodies glued into it and stuff like that. So if they have to, or if I have to reapply some glue, in a few years, I don't think that's too big of a deal. So you can see that the glue stick holds it perfectly and you can't really see that there's any adhesive under there. It just looks like it's a part of the page, which I love. So now we'll do a quick little flip through. So this is our first page. I think I'm just gonna leave that for the lucky person to, you know, stick things on or whatever. And I'm just gonna put a cute little sticker in the corner, kind of dress it up. And then got the same thing here, but I find on these really bright pages, sometimes it's nice to do something just, you know, basic. These little white stickers have glitter on them, so they're super cute, and they've been in my stash forever, so I'm really enjoying using up so much stuff. We've got our book page, our wallpaper page, and I creased the edge of the wallpaper page before we bound it. So what I'm gonna do now is take my Tombow liquid glue. I'm just gonna run a tiny bead at the bottom and top, and then I'm gonna fold that down, and we have a pocket. Whoop. I will have to close the book, I think, for it to dry properly. But anyway, this is going to make a great little place to stack ephemera, whatever. So just keep holding that down. We've got our copy paper, got our magazine page. Now on the magazine pages, I have been just, you know, just a little something. I don't want to overdo it, because I want the person who receives my journal to really feel like they can make it their own. So I don't want to put too much into it. The ones that are listed on my Etsy shop, I'm going to include a lot of photos so that you guys know what you're getting. So I have this cool washi, and it is plants. So I'm just gonna stick a plant on there. Okay. And now magazine page. In the other journals that I did, on some of the magazine pages, I just put a tiny bit of notebook paper. So you can either staple it in at the top, like a little pad, or you can glue one sheet right down, but I think in this video, I'm just gonna staple a few sheets on there so that you have some extra journaling spots. You can make lists, really, whatever. So here we go with that. And this also we can dress up with a little bit of stickers. These are so cute. My sister picked this up for me, I think at Michael's, I'm not sure, but it has so many cute little planner stickers inside. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do a little bit of decorating. So I'm gonna speed you up to some music, and I want you to just relax and enjoy. just finished your first junk journal, and I think it turned out so cute. So please check the link for my Etsy shop, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. I am looking forward to bringing you more and more content. Next, we're gonna work on some ephemera, I think, to stuff the pockets, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Good night.